And constantly we try to maintain this contemplation upon the body, so not to offend others, not to appear wild or out of control. So to give also the proper example of what we practice, of what we believe, the proper example as it was given by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the past. As also a small example of the position, we usually don't put the feet towards others, yes, as a respect, except if you're American and you put the feet on the desk. Otherwise, in the rest of civilized world, people try to do not point the feet at people, at others. This is it is a respectful thing, commonly accepted. And in the same way, when we yawn or when we sneeze, we try, well, as your mother has surely told you also, we put the hand, yeah? Right? I mean, these are small things, and they maybe appear as insignificant, or they might appear as not connected with the Dharma at all. But they are. They are why? Because we don't dissociate when I am in the Dharma and when I am not. The whole life is devoted to the practice of Dharma once we have engaged on the path. So everything is transformed into the path. Everything is used into the path. And in this case, showing respect, humility, gentleness, care, kindness, this can be simply shown by our attitude without great discourse. In the same way that part of the text, I mean, a few sentences in the text also tell us that it is inappropriate to teach Dharma to people who are obviously showing disrespect to the Dharma. So it gives a certain amount of example there that people who are carrying a weapon or who are carrying an umbrella when it is not necessary, to those whose the head is covered, veiled, or have a headdress, can be considered as disrespectful towards the Dharma, and to those the vast Dharma shall not be exposed. So this is also with the mind of respect that this is done, not in the discriminative way towards the others. So this fifth chapters just go even deeper and deeper than the previous one, and as we will go in the text, it goes in that direction of integrating every aspect of our life into the Dharma, not considering a moment when we are a Dharma practitioner of the Mahayana path and another moment when we should simply forget about it and act in a negative way, act in a negative, uncontrolled way. Right? Always trying to apply to our mind this guarding awareness. Again, applying a certain control on our mind is not to restrict our mind. It's not to suppress our mind. It's not an extra stress placed on our mind. It can be done in a very relaxed way. We observe the mind. Okay? It's not like we stand like this, watching at the mind with open eyes like a fish which never blinks. Okay? Body and mind can be relaxed, yet we observe. And we don't forget to keep this observation of what body, speech and mind are expressing. I will conclude actually with verse 101, which says, one should do nothing other than benefit sentient beings, either directly or indirectly. And for the sake of sentient beings alone, one should subordinate everything to awakening. Remember that whenever the main focus of our life is our self, our little story, our little jealousy, our little pride, we are heading constantly towards unhappiness. We are encountering constantly unpleasant situation, frustrating situation. Whereas, when we engage for once and for good into the path for the sake of the others, the focus is the others, what I can do to help the others. Then we are walking towards ultimate happiness. Then not only the goal is happiness, but the path is happiness, because we are happy to bring service to the others. And in this way to walk for the service of the others, paying attention to how we behave, offering a smile to people that we meet, speak pleasantly, and so on, is a part of the practice, is what should become natural. That's why it's a subordinate everything to awakening. You give a smile to a person because such is your mind, wishing the others happiness. This is an accumulation of merits on the path towards awakening. The brief definition of this awareness and the introspection is the repeated examination of the state of one's body and mind. This is verse 108. And the text ends by something that I could summarize as, now do it.
Besedilo pa se konča z nečim, kar bi lahko na kratko povzel, no zdaj pa storimo to.
Okay, the full verse is, I shall practice it with my body. What is the use of merely reading words? Will a sick person have any benefit merely by reading about the medical treatment? Next time you are sick and you have a medical treatment, you can try. Take the little notice inside and try to see if you get cured only by reading the paper.
Naslednjič, ko boste bolni, lahko poskusite, če bodo predpisali zdravljenje, preverite, če boste ozdraveli, če boste samo brali o tem zdravljenju.
Actually, usually it's the opposite, because one of the first things that we go to read is the adverse effect of the medicine, and we can get sick before you take it.
Ponavadi pa se zgodi ravno nasprotno. Ko nam predpiše kakšno zdravilo, najprej gremo brati, kakšne stranske učinke ima to zdravilo in kako zbolimo še preden ga vzamemo.
But okay, the meaning is this, yes. We know what is the main sickness that we are suffering of, which is our ignorance and our difficulty to control the mind. And the right medicine is to apply this introspective awareness. So if we don't apply this medicine, we don't get cured from our sickness. So, we have talked about it, you might have read this text already. Now, it simply needs to be applied, and not to be applied a few minutes per day here and there, but to try to cover our days and nights with this awareness.